Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming back into the building. Episode 280, Breakaway Gains. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Penny Stocks Live, the American Investor Show. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. It seemed to take forever. The weekend, this week in particular, felt really slow for me for whatever reason. It just felt really, really slow. But boy, did we have some really solid gains made across the market today. A lot of news made, a lot of trades, going in the right direction today, ladies and gentlemen, based on what's been going on here across the news. Let me make sure everything is looking all right. Please let me know everything is looking all right on your end in the chat room. Let me know everything's looking all right. I'm seeing a bit of issue here. Everything's good. Everybody can hear me clearly. All right. What's going on, everybody in the chat room? Hey, Cartoon Flow, did you get those books I sent you? All right, it's good? Okay, good. I thought I had an issue. It looked like Chris McKinney, Kenneth Rosenberg, Stockerfella, Jeff Thayer, Jermaine Gill, Life for Business. What's going on, Ken? Ken in the chat room. Who else is in here? FPV Jungle, Mr. JRH, Bad Scientist. Thank you, sir. Relative. Yes, you did. Yeah, I saw that today. Norman Powell, P Bank. Who else is in here? Sleepy, Londale Carter, Random Stock Run. Eva, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And again, ladies and gentlemen, finally a market again that we can trade, right? A market again that we can trade. Nice gain today on Win going into today's trade. For me, it was Win. I was looking at that a lot this weekend. You saw multiple day support from last week. I felt like the breakaway day was today. And, I didn't like the fact we had an early move. Let me go to a 2-minute chart. I don't like the fact that we had that morning move into it. But, again, one of those things where you just kind of wait for the dip. And it took a lot longer for the dip to develop as soon as it did. It was a really, really nice bounce situation where going into the mid-afternoon, you had a nice run and win and took advantage of those, buying some nice in-the-money calls on Win. As you can see here, that was the day's chart in Win. So playing that, I'm still holding. Matter of fact, let me get the exact call that I have real quick as I log in on Win. The March 16th 167.50 calls. March 16th 167.50 calls on Win. All right. That's where I'm at right now. In the money call on Win. Looking to see, hopefully that develops a really good week. We'll see. You guys know what the number is. 305-600-2896. Give me your tickers. Call me and tell me about your stocks that are going on. You already know what it is. All right. Also want to go through some crude tickers real quickly. Those of you guys who've been following, we had crude prices run over the last 3.5 weeks and then sell off. Oh, we got a caller here. I believe it's Ken. 646. You're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, it's Ken. How are you this
Doing
evening?
good. Ken, what you got for us?
All right, let's go right to LDSR because that stock is amazing. It traded $105 million. It got down to 0.0105, and then it rebounded. I mean, it looks like it's going to go further.
Yeah, this was insane because it was on the radar today. I saw the alert on Black Box as well for just a couple minutes, and I mean, but still, man, incredible buying. That sell off in the morning was kind of scary, though. I ain't gonna lie, that it was kind of scary. But as you said, you had guys, buy up those cheap shares, and they're sitting on some strong gains if they got in the morning.
Yeah, I think it goes further. I think we go over 2 tomorrow, so it'll be a good. You could do a good trade and make 30%. We'll see. I'll call you tomorrow night on that one.
Absolutely.
Next one, NTLK. Take a look at NetTalk. They had news this morning about the court, and they're suing another company in court now. That's the one. That was the one that moved huge about 2 weeks ago.
Now, okay, so tell me a little bit about this company. They're an internet company or a phone kind of service?
No, it's like Magic Jack. The competitor's Magic Jack, and they have some kind of patent, and they won something in court, and that's what came out about a week or so ago. That's why the stock went from 0.006 to, I think, at a high of 0.45. Last week came back down to 0.28, and now we're moving again.
Okay, yeah, definitely a lot of volume today.
Small float.
11, very small float. I mean, for it to move that aggressively. NTLK is the ticker. It's a small company. It is a $10 million market cap, but boy, they trading a lot of volume.
They are. And then I think at 30 cents is the 3 or 4 year high. 30, so it has a lot of room to run.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean they're still they're not even current yet. So imagine if they drop the fact that they go current or something like that.
Oh wow, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that would be huge. So keep an eye on that because that could be a catalyst for the future on that.
Thank you. So that one, let's go to BYOC. Steady, but it's. Strong stock. Good chart.
It was, again, another strong stock. We've talked about this one multiple weeks here. The sell-off concerned us. We thought it was game over on BYOC, if you remember. But as you saw, I mean, hung on that 9 cents a share line, and now here we are back at 13 cents and possibly setting up for a breakout. I got to give this one a ka-ching because this is it's been a very, very reliable trade.
It definitely has. Hey, your dries woke up again today. DRYS. You always said keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
dries.
I mean dries. Here's the thing about dries is that yes, it's low float. It's reverse split so many times now. I think it's got less than 5 million on the float now, but it's gotta go beyond that 450, right? I mean, we've really got to get above 450. For the general market to come back in here and say, okay, maybe we can ride out and get out of these single digits. But right now, I mean, when you're just, funneling between low 3s and high 4s, that's not going to get people excited. I love the 10% day, but we'd love to see a lot more commitment from buyers to stay long on dry so we can build upon multiple day, momentum.
Very true. Thank you. And one more, the AKER woke up again today. The volume is pretty decent on that one.
Yeah, I was completely wrong on AKER, and I'm happy to admit that. I didn't know what the stock was going to do above the gap cover, and sure enough, it covered, and it continues to go on. So, when I look at the weekly on it, where are we at? Because let me see here. On the weekly, it looks like a beautiful turnaround situation right now. So finally, some positive momentum showing up now on the weekly chart. If it breaks my popular 50 RSI line, I think now not only do you either go long if you've been sitting on the sidelines, but you stay long if you've already been in the stock. Because as you can see here, the stock hasn't moved above the 50 RSI line since going back to May of 2016. So this is a multiple year momentum change for AKER. There's some fundamental differences being made here.
That's good to use. I never thought of using it. That's really smart. And you mentioned it could fill the gap to, what, 80 short term?
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I think so. I mean, again, if these buyers are getting holding and doing very well, I don't see why not. I don't see why not that this tries to at least fight for a dollar here, as long as it continues to hold, and again, volume continues to stay steady, which has been the case so far.
You're very good. Yeah, that's about it, really. But the market's hot again, boy.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is where we want to be, Ken. I mean, you remember for about a week and a half, nobody was sure where the market was going. You had guys already, putting in their put bets and not going long term. Now we're squeezing the hell out of those guys, and they're going to be covering soon, sending us even to higher levels.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.
Thank you, Ken. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ken. By the way, did you guys hear about the guy who took, this is a professional, so-called, quote-unquote, professional trader who took a huge L on Riot Blockchain? We didn't really talk about Riot Blockchain because we all knew what it was. But there was a trader who, I don't know, but he had put his clients that were invested in a retirement account in Riot Blockchain. I mean, everybody here on the show knew what it was. It was practically a joke of a company, and that transitioned into a blockchain company. And this guy put his retirement customers into Riot Blockchain long. The expose on CNBC got released, and they got killed. And he had to send out an email. Supposedly, it could be anywhere between $5 to $10 million that was lost. Can you imagine your old man's money being put on Riot Blockchain, and now you finding out it's practically gone? Oh, wow. 919, Bats, I think that's you.
Hey, Sal, how are you?
Hey, doing good. What you got for us?
All right, so nice thing Ken brought up Dries, because this is exactly what I told you Dries would do. Why is Dries up? Because there's earnings tomorrow. And remember when we spoke about Dries, I said it was going to trade higher into earnings. That's why it's up.
Wow.
So earnings is tomorrow. I think after hours. Watch it drop after hours. So it's a beautiful segue into what I want to talk about briefly. Okay, so I think I've got my strategy perfected, my post-earnings bullish reversal pattern, essentially. And this strategy doesn't require you to know how to read charts. It doesn't require anything. It's just using the capacity of a stock that drops after earnings. You buy the bottom as it comes around and starts going back up. You buy into that, and then hold it into the next earnings or until the next earnings if you want, or capture your gains along the way, whatever you want to do. So with that in mind, let me just demonstrate post-earnings sell-off before going in. If you can bring the chart of AMD up, and I'm long on AMD, I'm bullish on AMD, and I'll explain why.
AMD, okay, we saw earnings back here on January 30th?
Correct. So January 3rd. Look at what happened after earnings. There's a drop, right?
Very strong selling after earnings.
All you have to do, you don't even have to know how to read charts. Anyone can do this, whether they're a beginner trader, intermediate, or expert. After earnings, the stock dropped. You look for the bottom, you look for the bullish reversal, and then you get in. Mark my words, right now, the next earnings, I suppose, will be when the end of April, beginning of May. That's when earnings is. Right now, look at the way AMD has bounced. You could get into AMD right now. You could have actually gotten into it on Friday or on Thursday, but the bottom line is you look for the reversal. And all you do is you hold this until it goes back up. It looks like it's an ascending channel, so I can see this one easily going back to 14. And you can imagine if you did an options play on this one, a long call option.
Oh man, that would be beautiful. That would have been beautiful if you would have gotten this at 11, 11:20, even on the hammer signal right there. That would have been a beautiful return where you are right now. And now, if you're talking about holding it even longer, if you had given yourself that much time on that option, you're already sitting on maybe 200% gains right now. What a play if it gets to 14 and above.
And it will, but let me preface that by saying, obviously, if news comes, devastating news comes along the way, news will always trump technicals. I must always put that disclaimer. But assuming no news is coming out, earnings, good or bad news, if it's just a newsless, few weeks, this thing's going back up to the top. Now, if you go back on that chart on AMD, this is where things get so predictable, and I'm so happy I came up with a system that anyone can use. It doesn't matter what level you are at trading, anyone can do this. Okay, look at earnings on I think it was 25th of July last year. Look at what happened. It dropped after earnings. So if you want to, you can actually buy put options every time AMD releases earnings, because it's going to trade up into earnings. Buy put options. You basically just keep that sucker, keep holding that until it finds a bottom. You sell out, and then at the bottom again, you buy call options and ride it back all the way up. You'll be making money till it comes out of your ears. Okay, so with that in mind, so that was the 25th of August. If you look at the next earnings, the 25th of October, look, exactly the same thing happens. Yeah. It sold off after earnings. Same thing happened again on the 30th of January. You get, this stuff is predictable, and I don't know how I missed this. And it's so ironic now that, I can't buy and sell a stock in less than 30 days. That had to happen for me to look at dividends and earnings plays, and that's how I saw this phenomenon. And it works. I don't know how many patterns I've looked at. So anyway, that's the strategy. It's simple. After earnings, you look for the dip, you look for a bottom, and then you look for a reversal of it bouncing off of the bottom. Then you get in and hold as long as you want. Just don't hold it into the earnings. And the timeline is about 1 month to 2 months. That's what it gives you, because the post-earnings drop normally happens for about a month. That gives you 2 remaining months until the earnings. So this would be for weekly trading. If you want to do options for bi-weekly for 1 month, I would give it 1 month if you're doing an options play. Or you can just go in conventionally, traditional trading, buy low and sell high. Okay, so the last example I want to give is I'm extremely bullish on this one, and that's CVX. It's Chevron. If anyone has money for options, I'm staking, I will pay you back that money if this doesn't make money for you. That's how confident.
Don't put your neck out like that. Because they'll hold you to it, Max. They'll hold you to it.
But, obviously I'm joking, but this is as serious as I am. Okay, when you see your chart there, you can't really, you've got the earnings up there. Okay, yes, so right, basically earnings on this, on CVX, hold on, let me just bring that up on my end. All right, so earnings on CVX was on the 2nd of February, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the sell-off. Yes. This is so predictable, Sal. Sell-off, it found a bottom at $110, and now it's gone into its second green day, and, possibly more green days ahead. So with my strategy, you, after earnings, wait for it to hit a bottom and start bullishly reversing. So if you were confident enough, you could have actually gone in exactly at $110, and you'd be up already $4 in terms of options, that means, a whole world of money for
absolutely.
you. Just it getting $4 gain.
Absolutely.
So that's my number one pick that I'm bullish on. The other one, which is even a better pick, if this one pans out, this is going to mean some serious money for people, and that's YRCW. This is the shipping stock with terrible fundamentals. But
let me get that ticker one more time, Bats.
YRCW.
All right. And that's YRCW, YRC Worldwide Incorporated. All right. Nice on the lows, too. Beautiful RSI dumper here.
Yeah, so look at the exact phenomenon I'm talking about. Earnings was on the 1st of February. What happened after that big sell-off? Right now, all we're looking for, we got the bottom, but now we're just looking for the reversal. And what you need to look for here, I think, the 8 exponential is normally good for catching short-term uptrends or downtrends. You want, I would say, 975 if I just round it off like that. 975, if the stock is able to go through 975, and even preferably if you want to wait until it blows past $10, that's when I'd get into this stock. This stock will take you, if you imagine an options trade, could take you from $9.50 where it is now just about all the way to $15 or $16 or $17. So if you hold it for the next month or two, that's potentially where the stock can go.
Wow.
So a 50% gain just trading it normally in terms of call options, you're going to be, so this is my number one pick for the month. If this one curls round and starts going up, we need to get into that. And Sal, remind me, how far up are you on your Halliburton, the Halliburton pick I called out last week?
Oh, very nice. Oh, my God. Bats, I don't even know how to thank you on it, because right now the call, I'd have to log back in, but I know I'm up at least 30%.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here. And at one stage you were up $1. If you got in like at 47.50 when I called it, it did go.
Still 27, close enough.
Okay. So the following day, it actually went up, or 2 days after that, it went up to 48 something. You would have been up close to $1 on that, and could have even sold it then. So, I mean, this and remember my AKS trade. I traded it with the same strategy. I traded AKS post-earnings at the bottom, and then I looked for the reversal and traded the second green candle. That's what got me in at 483. I then sold it a week later for 583. Made 20% on a conventional or traditional trade. Had that been an options trade, I would have been up 60-70%.
Oh, absolutely. Here's the AKS trade on the screen now. Again, low RSI, broke that 50 RSI line. Very bullish, strong. Obviously, as that consolidated, you would have sold there. But beautiful, beautiful trade coming out from those RSI lows. Sub 30 on that RSI when he got in on that.
So that's it. That's my strategy, as simple as that. Wait for earnings, wait for the post-earnings sell-off, look for the bottom and then the reversal, get into the trade, whether you want a normal long, going in long, or a call option, and give it a few days to do its thing, and you'll be making, and once again, because I'm coming down from a low, my risk to the downside is minimal,
right.
But the possible gains to the upside very much outweigh the risk to the downside. And then my last pick, so my 3 picks are CVX, Chevron, YRCW, and the next one, I'm not into cigarettes or smoking, but MO. This is Altria, the cigarettes company, MO. I believe that's the ticker for it.
Yeah, MO. Look at that, breaking that my 10 EMA, which is a momentum indicator like the 4 and 8, but it gives me a little bit more time on it. But nice there, breaking with today's action, up 1.3%, crossing now at 65.43. But
and
yes.
it's so easy to find the sell. So the caveat to this strategy of mine is don't trade any stock that's less than $5 unless it's like Chesapeake, or it has to be a Dow Jones Industrial stock or an S&P 500 stock. Don't do it with any other stock, because when you're looking at like those biotech stocks that are $2 or $3, you can have offerings, you can have all kinds of class action lawsuits. What you want is a solid, tried and tested company. So it has to be S&P 500. For God's sakes, you've got 500 stocks to look at there. Yeah. You've got more than enough stocks to trade. And because they're so expensive, this is why the options route is good for those type of stocks. So you noticed with the cigarette stock, you got, two white soldiers formation, brilliant like breach of the 8 exponential moving average, and essentially you will ride this one from 65 back up to about 70, which is maybe like a $5 gain that you could get within the next couple of weeks. But in options terms, that's huge.
Absolutely.
And one last comment for CVX. CVX, why I really like that is today it breached the 200 moving average. So it managed to breach that and close above it. So I'm totally bullish on this. And yeah, like I said earlier, and I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. If this strategy doesn't work for people, call me and shout at me, because this is for me I've always wanted to find an easy way to trade that doesn't involve technicals, that doesn't involve anything. It just comes down after earnings, as it's coming round to go back up. That's when you get it. Set it and forget it. Wait for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 6 weeks or 2 months and wait for your stock to go back up. And that's it, guys. Just do your due diligence on this, but once again, do it only with S&P 500 or Dow Industrial Index stocks. And this works post-earnings. If the stock comes down and hits a bottom and comes back, you have to have a post-earnings sell-off for this to really work really, really well. And that's all I have for you. Just do your due diligence and see what you come up with here.
Thank you so much, Bats. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Sal. Take care. Bye-bye.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, Bat Scientist. And boy, I mean, you gotta be amazed when you can get that for free, ladies and gentlemen. All that education, you just got it for free. I mean, the man just gave you an earnings bounce strategy that is, as he said, is set it, forget it. And by the way, I should have asked him, but Bats, you could probably tell me in the chat room, you would sell, now that you've bought in right at these levels, you would sell in just before earnings, right? I mean, it could very well be the day or 2 days before the announcement. And it doesn't matter if the announcement is positive. For example, his CVX trade, I just pulled up the earnings, and the earnings were solid. Top line, bottom line beat. It was a great number, and the stock still sold off. So it doesn't matter if the earnings number is good. You still sell before that number comes out, because the stock has ran significantly since last earnings. The value or the value of that news is already into the price. So it's no reason for the stock to continue to go higher. So in fact, it sells. It actually sells off. CVX is the ticker, and it's so crazy that he brings up an oil and gas stock, because I was just going to go into a conversation on oil and gas and the recovery that we're having right now in many oil and gas stocks as crude starts to recover. All right, as crude starts to recover it kind of started really kind of turning around from the 22nd. Got a new number here, 424. You're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal.
Hey, who am I speaking with?
Carlos.
Carlos.
I have a question, bro.
Appreciate it, man. What you got for us?
I was trading with E-Trade before.
Okay.
With the option house, but they're scamming right now, so I stopped trading options with them.
Okay.
And I wanted to know how much is the minimum to put on the platform that you're advertising. Equity fee.
Well, Equity Feed is a scanner. Then it's a scanning system, and I believe their monthly cost is about $120, $150 or so. But again, that's for guys who are, they're at home all day. They're either work from home type guys or guys who trade professionally or semi-professionally as many stay at home guys do. So that wouldn't be for, I don't know what your situation, but if you're just kind of part-timing, I wouldn't suggest Equity Feed just, if you work a 9 to 5 or anything else like that.
So you don't have another platform that works great for options?
Well, for options, again, I would always suggest black box stocks. You can go through blackboxtrader.org, which is my link. That's one that's very affordable. It's about $79. That can help you determine great options trades as well as catch intraday signals on stocks as well.
But can I do the trades in there or just to look out?
That's just to look out. If you're looking for a broker, it sounds like that's what you're looking for, I would just go with TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, it's a full service broker, 24-hour customer service. You can pick up the phone, talk to them anytime. No minimum deposit required. You can start in 5 minutes, get in there, fill out your information, and you'll have your account. You'll get a debit card attached to your account as well to use your gains as you wish. And they're a solid broker.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
it, and you're a really good guy.
Thank you. Appreciate
I like to read your show.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Keep watching. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, I kind of got lost in what exactly he was asking, but I figured it out. He just basically wanted a new broker. TD Ameritrade is the way to go. All right, solid broker for any beginner. Again, let me get into these oil and gas stocks. Again, it's been bouncing since last week. In fact, if we look at the chart right here on the screen of CVX Chevron, let's go and look up the ticker of crude prices, which is U.S. oil here on TradingView. As you can see here, very similar chart to Chevron. Again, following the price of crude. This is the global price of crude right now across the world. A barrel of oil right now across the world is $63.84. Again, very similar to what you saw in the Chevron stock we just had up. All right, so that bullish momentum has returned as it crossed on the 22nd, right? Oil coming back across the 50 RSI line and moving higher. And many of these oil and gas stocks like Chevron that Bats just pulled up. We can also go to Exxon. All right. Exxon too showing a recovery over the last 3 days since then. All right. 3 business days since then. And that would be the 22nd. And you saw that bullish move coming back into the market. Exxon coming back. And this is another one, Bats. I'm surprised you didn't bring up because it again, another stock that kind of fits the strategy where you talked about. Now, this one didn't sell off as aggressively. It did the previous earnings before the last, but it might also be one stock you could say fits your strategy as well. Let me know if it does. Here's Exxon coming again from those lower RSIs. Those of you guys who play options, I think this might be one you want to look at as well. All right, and you'll see it across the oil and gas spectrum. Many companies, large cap stocks I'm looking at right now that have sold off into that bearish news or to that bearish action of crude prices globally, now recovering. All right, look where this RSI is right now on SD, Sandridge. If you remember, Sandridge used to go, when we used to talk about it here in the Qs, it used to go as SDOCQ, Sandridge Energy, and it was a Q stock. They got rid of all their liens, debts, or whatever. Came back. It's a debt. Well, I don't know if it's debt free still, but Sandridge now back to trading again. Ticker is SD here at the lows and trying to work its way out of there. But I did see there is some kind of negative news coming out. I see here recently they cut 30% of their headquarters staff in the restructuring recently, about 80 employees. So be careful with Sandridge. But again, let's go to some of the other major ones. ConocoPhillips, all right, other major oil and gas plays. 206, Mr. Lloyd, I'll get you in just a second, bro. I saw these callers. Let me just knock this out real quick. ConocoPhillips, COP, 56.59. Here's another one again, crossing over the 50, bullishness coming back. HES, Hess. Some of you guys may have a Hess oil station in your city. Hess, again, crossing over the 50. So you're seeing many of these oil and gas. Let's look at Marathon Oil. All right, many of you guys have probably pumped at Marathon Oil. That one is kind of lagging a little bit, so that's an opportunity for you to jump in here on a possible turnaround that hasn't necessarily happened yet on Marathon Oil, trading at 15.34 right now. And of course, it not only sits with the large caps, but also some of these smaller oil and gas plays that I pulled up. EPE, this stock's trading at $1.73 right now. All right, $1.73 right now, and as you can see here, it's a very nice trade at these RSI levels. When things kind of turn around, as you can see, EPE looks really good at those levels when you catch it here on the daily chart. So EPE, $1.73. All right, you're looking for the return back to the high twos. EPE on that ticker. Another one, SN, Sanchez Energy Group. This one trading at 387. All right, sold off again into crude. Lower crude prices now recovering, trying to get that bullish momentum back. Sanchez Energy, SN. I'm looking at that one personally. WTI, another small cap oil and gas play. Now this one doesn't, it's got a really solid following and moves very nicely. It has great volume intraday. And another one moving slowly back into bullish territory here. $4.15, looking for the breakout higher. You're looking for some high fives here on WTI. All right, looking for some high fives there on WTI. All right, so I just wanted to knock out and show you guys those 8 tickers in oil and gas that are showing a lot of recovery. Appreciate you, Bill Betts. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to my man Bill Gates in the chat room. Mr. Lloyd, call me back. I know it was Mr. Lloyd and some other people calling. 251, I think that was you, Anthony. I'll have you guys knock it out right now. Call me back right now. Whoever does gets on next. Call me back before we go into tickers from the chat room. I want to knock out my callers. I'm waiting for any of you guys. All right, that's Mr. Lloyd. 206. Mr. Lloyd, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I made it! Woo! Oh, man, what did I win? I've been trying to call in all day, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been reading. No, remember, I've never called into a radio show before, man. That's just,
really? Wow.
People, because, every time I call, man, it'd be so busy. I'm like, how the hell do these people get on the show?
Yeah, I used to love calling into sports radio, ESPN sports radio channels. That was always my favorite thing as a kid.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You ain't gonna be happy, man.
Okay.
I went ahead and converted over to crypto.
What? Oh man, get the fuck out of here! Are you serious?
I kid you not.
Why?
Well, so first off. So, Bo Vosh, I don't know if you're listening, man, but he threw me in the fire. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and set myself up and see how this turns out because I didn't know nothing about it. I've always kind of disliked it anyway. So I was like, okay, let me go educate myself because since everybody's talking about it, and I'm doing okay. I'm not gonna say how much money I'm making, sure. But I made 600% today, just within well, I guess I could say so. $100 turned into $3.
Okay, so
I don't know how they.
So
go ahead.
Obviously, you're buying some altcoins, right? Some of these like
no Bitcoin.
So this is straight Bitcoin?
Yeah, straight Bitcoin.
And what broker is this?
I don't know. You got your show all hooked up, man. I don't want to say it, but you got to ask me about that offline.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm trading crypto.
Okay.
So, and let me tell you, from my experience, man, I think it's easier for me because the difference between stocks and crypto is that crypto is continuously running.
Yes.
But when you have stocks, basically, just pretend like you're playing a Nintendo game, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, as you get in, like Mario, as you jumping over the hole, somebody unplugs or hits the reset button. Now you have to start all over again. And that's how I've been feeling about stocks, options. Because when I first started, man, technical analysis was very important to me. But I feel that technical analysis in today's time it doesn't apply as well as it does to crypto because it's continuously running and you don't have to worry about the gap ups and the gap downs and stuff like that because it's just continuously running.
I could understand if you would say that about the Forex or something like that, but cryptocurrencies, you want to talk about manipulation. There's widespread, blatant manipulation going on in that arena. But obviously, I said, if it's profitable for you, it is what it is.
I'm gonna say this for new people. I wouldn't recommend it just because it is strictly technical. It is strictly technical. So if you have no clue, if you just buying something just to buy it, I guess my experience is going from OTC to options or to small caps to options, Forex. You name it, I tried it. I think all those experiences combined together with all the learning I've done made it easier for me. Basically, it was like a fresh start. How you move in somewhere. It's like a fresh start, a new job. It's like it's a new beginning for me because there's no bad habits that I picked up from anybody. You know what I'm saying? As far as if you're starting something new, you know how people move out and go to another state to start their life over. So I think that made it better for me because I developed my own style. However, when I went from OTC to small caps to options, I looked up to other people to help me to better myself. And I think, some people have bad habits. And so you pick up those bad habits and it's hard to let them go. Mm-hmm. So when this guy put me in the fire on a hot seat, I didn't know what the hell was what. I didn't know what a BTC was. I didn't know how much, 100 times leverage was. But a $99 turned into $300, but I'm still trying to figure out how the leverage works. The 100, because I had it on 100 times leverage.
Okay.
So I still can't figure out how it equated to 600%. So
okay.
But the only problem that I have is having to manually try to exit the trade because the spread is so wide. Basically, if you win $1 and if you don't put the number in correctly, you're walking away with 25 cents, and they got 75. They got the 75 cents. So man, I was killing it, and I was just like, damn, why is it not going up? 150 here, 200 here, just within minutes.
Right.
And I was only coming out with like 25, 35 because I was hitting market order, and I wasn't hitting the mark price. And if you're trying to trade from your phone with crypto, it doesn't work because of the lag. There's lagging. So you have to be sitting down, stationed, and making sure that you don't have no interruptions, no Netflix going on. You gotta make sure
absolutely.
You're paying attention.
You literally have to catch it at the moment. Absolutely.
But it is habit forming because you see it running all day long, and I think I've been up for like 5 days just looking at this chart and just seeing how it runs, and it seemed to be helpful, man. So I traded an option this morning, SPX.
Okay.
There's no way in the world a big ass red candle, RSI oversold, and this is what pisses me off is that technical analysis what the hell is RSI is supposed to help you know when the trend is going down. We've seen the Qs and SPX keep running regardless of how high the RSI. So that's why I'm really disappointed with.
Well, Mr. Lloyd, you know that stocks can. I mean, just because an RSI is at 80 doesn't mean it has to sell off. That just means that it's very, very bullish, and it could stay at those levels for quite a long period of time. I mean, my thing is, I don't want you to end up giving up on something.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Has been time tested, has gone through depressions, and is still here. And for you to go into something so ambiguous like cryptocurrency trading.
Right. Well, let's take that. Let's take this SPX that you're looking at this chart. I mean, you can get the most bullish signal and it still collapse on you. I mean, this chart is pretty decent. I mean, I can see the hammer there, the candle following.
This is a buy all day. I mean, it's just long, screaming.
Right, but see, here's the difference too. It all depends on what time frame you're looking at, because I bought a damn vertical from the SPX to go down to past 2260,
okay,
and I'm already down 120 as a result of the chart setup I have. So everybody's chart set up differently, which makes it, I guess, more complicated for me, because I don't know, man. I figure I just had to tell you the news that I didn't completely switch over to, from options to this. I'm still trading options, but I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on crypto. It's good, but it's bad at the same time. But I enjoy it because I think it fits more to my style of trading. How you been, man? Everything good?
Everything's good, bro. Everything's good, man. Doing the show, still trading, and still building my dream, man. So I'm here. I appreciate.
Listen, man, I'm getting arthritis, and I'm getting arthritis in my fingers every time you got to change the channel. I got to type all this shit in, these codes, and try to find you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, trying to find you is like trying to find where's Waldo.
Man, you know where I'm at. We're here, man. We are here.
Right. Yeah. Oh, he brought up PCLN. I want to talk to Bats real quick. Hey, Bats, we are very technical players, and my question to you, if you want to call in and just type it up, do you really believe, or out of all the technical, Steve Bigelow, Steve Neeson, all those things that we studied, what would you say the percentage is of how much technical analysis applies to stocks today? Because I feel like it's about 35 to 40%. I mean,
Whoa,
yeah,
Mr. Lloyd, 30%.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I don't know, man. I mean, sometimes I feel like is it luck that I get this, but it hasn't been consistent with me. It's been more consistent with crypto than my whole trading career. I mean, it's been consistent.
You're right. Okay, you're right, because I don't want to beat the topic on the head, but at the same time, I when you look at these longer time frames, the daily, the weekly, you kind of get out of the minute to minute, the 5 minute, you get out into these time frames that you can sleep on. These technical analysis is spot on, man. When you're looking at a daily chart or a weekly chart, you're seeing an RSI cross back in August of 2017, and that's a bullish sign for you to get in, and that was a perfect run, man. I mean, look at what the SPX did going back to August of 2017. This is an incredible run. So that was a perfect signal. I mean, and I think historically, when you set up the stock market and you use a time frame that it's a daily or weekly or even a monthly, I think you're looking at accuracy well over 90%, man, honestly.
Well, like I said, maybe my patience just is it's not as good as it used to be, just because I just haven't been really successful with. I mean, look, right now I'm sitting at $21. It's like I'm looking at the gas pump just pumping in money, just pumping in, and I just never had that type of luck, especially when holding overnight and you have to hope and pray that there's no news that comes out that takes all your money away. So that's the first thing that happens to me. I'm in a good trade, and all of a sudden, for example, Chipotle, you're in a good trade, and all of a sudden somebody gets E. coli, and you lose every damn thing. So
CMG is that ticker. CMG, that would happen, with the E. coli scare on that.
Right.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and for day trading purposes, I think it's awesome. But for swing trading, if you're playing an option play, play 3 to 4 months. And we've always been talking about playing those longer option plays. But I still fall into those weekly options, and that's one of those bad habits that I wish I'd never picked up. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have did the Tasty Works. Or what's the guy's name?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a program called Tasty Works, Tasty Trade.
Yeah, that platform. Tasty Trades. They don't do those. They don't talk about doing weekly options like they're talking about long term. Mm-hmm. And I wish I would have. I appreciate Connor for showing me the ropes, but I wish I would have never picked up that habit of ever picking up a weekly, because it's almost like crack. Mm-hmm. You're so used to that fast money, it's hard to put it away. And so that's why I'm enjoying the crypto world, just because nobody told me how to do it. They just gave me the setup and as far as on how to log in, and it was really up to me to learn. And so I didn't have anybody munching in my ear telling me how I should play, or this RSI should be here to get in here. And so, you tend to overthink things. So I think, having that fresh start allow me to be somewhat profitable. And that's just my opinion on that. But, I ain't forgot about you, man. I'm still here. I'm still trying to, set up some stuff, but I am listening.
Not a problem, man. Thank you so much for calling, of course, Mr.
All right,
Lloyd.
thank you, sir.
Yes,
yeah, and Beth, hey, I want to holler at them about the price line. Did they fail earnings? Did you hear about it? I didn't get a chance to look at it.
I know it was a couple of days ago here, February 6th. It's saying it actually was a beat, but it looks like it did sell off into the news, where that low was the 13th, and it's bounced off that very nicely since. That 250 low. Damn, this stock is up almost $70 from February 13th? Shit.
Yeah, I haven't played Priceline in a while, but I saw him say something about Priceline.
That was Chipotle. Okay, I thought you were still talking about that. Priceline. No. I don't know what the earnings was on Priceline just yet. It looks like they haven't posted just yet, so it looks like it might be in a few days.
Oh, okay. I thought it was today, but yeah, man. And you got any good trades lately? I mean, have you been? How's your trades been?
Been good, man. I've been posting on my Twitter. I know you don't have a Twitter account, but that's where I've been posting my trades. Went long on Roku last week Friday. Played the long side on that one after the collapse on earnings. Played a dip.
Goodness!
Yeah, dip buy on that. Roku looking really bad right now. Actually selling. I think it could break 37.
Hey, before you take that off, you see that gap up right there? Was that earnings?
Yes.
No, go back. Go back.
The original gap up here.
No. The one all the way to the left, where you got the two gaps, consecutive gaps over all the way to the left, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that one there. That was earnings.
Yeah, that was earnings. That was the original earnings, where it was a complete surprise. I mean, people were quite impressed by the number because they didn't think that people were buying set-top boxes for smart TVs. And that's common sense. Who buys a smart, set-top box for a smart TV? But, the market came out positive and bought the stock, which was low float, sending it soaring.
Right. And this is what scares me about stocks, man, is those gaps. I mean, you can't avoid that. And so that's why I fear holding overnight, because there's been many situations I've been in where I've been gapped up or gapped down, or earnings had just millions of dollars, and the shit gaps down $300. It doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I wanted something a little bit more consistent, where I feel like I can control, and I feel like with the cryptocurrency you can control on your destiny in comparison to the stock market, unless you day trade. But if you swing, it seems like a lot harder. But anyways, don't let me get to talking, man. All right, good guy, man. I hope you have a good one, man, and I'll keep in touch with you, brother.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, for the call, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Right,
shout out to Mr. Lloyd for the call. Always good information, as always. All right, last caller, and then I'm going to get to I'm going to get to the tickers in the chat room. 857, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Doing good. Who am I speaking with?
FPV Jungle.
All right. And what you got for us, man?
Quick question. I got a couple positions, and I was wondering what you thought about them.
All right. Let's go over them.
I got HEB head.
HEB, the biotech?
Yes.
All right. HEB. All right. Setting up real nicely here over the last couple of days. Bulls are back in. Yeah, that looks nice, man. I mean, it looks like it's setting up nice. I think you probably have maybe some consolidation tomorrow based on that candlestick. But other than that, I mean, if you're in there in these mid 40s or low 40s, you're sitting pretty here.
Yeah, I'm in the mid 40s. And another question is to the previous caller. I think you have to do a hybrid analysis. I think you have to do a technical analysis with a fundamental analysis, and I think you have to. I think with stocks to me, it's like planting a seed. And the more charts you go through, the more you're going to see, the more it's going to come across your radar. And with that, coupled with the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis, I don't think you can go wrong. And if you do go wrong, then you did everything that was in the best of your ability. And the stock market is the most consistent market that's been around. So as far as having security, I would feel more security in the stock market versus crypto because it's not proven. Mm-hmm. It's not even been around for 10 years.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's the stock market, trading equities. We're trading companies that we can actually value, and that's the difference. You cannot value how much a cryptocurrency is actually worth. That's the problem because it doesn't generate any profit, or revenues for that matter.
Yeah, it's like the tulip mania. It reminds me of the tulip mania when people was trading tulips, and so.
Absolutely. All right, let's go through one more ticker that you got, man.
I got OREX, and I got ACCA, but we already talked about that.
All right, yeah, ACCA is a good one. Keep that one. That one's soaring. AKER. All right, so I wouldn't even consider that a down day. That wasn't really nothing today. Let's look on the weekly. All right. So,
no, I got OREX. OREX.
Yeah, OREX, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at right now. OREX.
Okay.
Right, it's setting up real nice. Setting up real nice right now on the weekly. I like the weekly better than the daily. Obviously, this has been a very bearish stock, right, for 2017. It could definitely use a turnaround situation. Very little downside risk here coming into OREX for the year, as you can see there on the weekly. Daily chart, obviously I would have really loved if you had got in at 80 cents. That's probably where you really wanted to be. I think if you're getting like today, you put yourself a little bit on at least some short-term risk. But, again, if you know what the underlying story is and it looks positive, maybe you got a chance for it to turn around here. So it could bounce off these, 116 right now. So it's got to stay above 1, or you start really inviting some real sharks to stay on here. I think you're going to get some strong covering here at these lows, and maybe it sends you higher, at least for the short term. But right now, I mean, again, if you're in at these lows, again, very little downside risk for you, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Thanks for calling, man. Yes, indeed. 857. Appreciate it. So let's get into the chat room. Yeah, OREX, horrible 2017. Clearly horrible 2017. Would have been a great short for somebody with a little bit of patience. Very horrible. So, I mean, stock lost, $3 a share. This is probably a beautiful institutional short. Somebody just sit and wait and just let that burn. Good God. But, again, to go long here, if you caught that low, you're sitting pretty. All right, so let's get to the chat rooms. See what you guys are looking at. Lord Yase with NIHD. NIHD. Yeah, I saw that was it's on the top 25 for the day, right? Let me see. I thought I saw the NIHD for top 25 of the day. Let me see here. Actually, no, it didn't make. Did it make the top 25? Thought it did make top 25, but I'm not seeing it. NIH, yes, actually number 19 on the exchanges today. Number 19, NIHD with that 12.62% gain today on NIHD. In fact, if we look at the chart here, here's the 5-minute chart on NIHD. All right, rally really kind of started toward the middle of the day here, about 11:45, 11:50 or so. Really picked up steam from 65 cents a share, closing at $1.16. Again, you had to have a really good scanner to catch this. I know black box stocks caught it. We really caught that huge move. And gosh, what was the thing? I can't remember all of these tickers. Let me get the 100, the one that went 140 something percent. ZSAN, there you go, ZSAN, ZSAN. We'll look at that in just a second. But beautiful call on NIHD, Lord Yase. Appreciate you. All right. Yeah, shout out to David Lincoln. Shout out to David Lincoln, man. I did an interview with David Lincoln. I don't know if it's up just yet. He hasn't hit me up. I know he said it was going to be up. And I did a show with him on, what was that? That was Saturday? Yeah, I think that was Saturday. I did a show with David Lincoln and really had fun getting him out there. So once he posts that, I'll share that in the chat room. And you guys can go ahead and subscribe to David Lincoln. Good man. Yeah, white boy certified, man. David Lincoln is the truth, man. Yeah, David Lincoln is the truth. I fucks with him, man. All right. NXTD. Let's take a look at it. NXTD down up 24% today. I don't know what the gap up open was. FitPay / Discover partnership. Okay, so the company's FitPay product, or actually their subsidiary called FitPay, signed an agreement with Discover Financial, the company that runs Discover credit card. All right, so the stock gaps up 24%. Actually lost a little bit because your day of the high was up 334 before closing at 272. So you get a red candlestick because you pretty far from the top, almost 70 cents from the top, but still nice day for NXTD. AMC, I that makes perfect sense on the AMC trade. Look, Black Panther did huge. AMC said Black Panther is their biggest movie of the last couple years. Huge news for companies like Black Panther. For companies like AMC. Obviously, since the opening of the movie, I think the stock's done pretty well. I think you'd want to see more. A 4% move was nice, but again, look, for a $1.9 billion company, a 4% move, that's a lot of money. So we'll see if that can continue to hold on as the figures become a lot more clear on Black Panther. But this is a movie that's going to make over $1 billion in less than 30 days. It's only been, 2 weeks, and we're at 700 million. All right, we're at 700 million in 14 days, and we literally just opened in Russia, China, and I want to say India this past weekend. So it's only been out there for just a couple of days. So Black Panther going to cross $1 billion, and definitely helps AMC, which, by the way, is owned by a Chinese company. And I remember when the Chinese company were going to buy AMC, there were a few Republican senators who were thinking about possibly blocking it because their concern was that they could put movies in their theaters that could, have people thinking a certain kind of way. So that was an interesting thing back. I think I want to say it was that 2015-ish or so. Interesting day. All right, let's keep it going. SITO, Cito Mobile, up 14%. I love these RSI low plays. Obviously, we missed it we really missed those low 20s. That would have been a really nice move. We're gonna look at some low RSI stocks here in just a minute. We're definitely gonna, we know how that's how we end the show, looking at some really nice dumps for the day. So if you got some RSI dumpers, let me know. But I got them pretty much posted here from, again, Equity Feed. All right. Also, don't make me forget to look at some black box. I didn't see too many black box option trades for today, but check them out if you're looking for the software. SITD up 14%. All right, 14% today. Again, I think we kind of missed this move, although it's getting back above positive territory. I mean, this is a stock that can really run when it does get back bullish. All right, we're not seeing similar kind of volume from when it crossed the last time, but still something to bring to your attention. SITO, software and technology company, crossing back above bullish territory. And again, when it does that at these levels, it does, trade very nicely above that 50 RSI line. So that's one to take an interest in. A little bit of hesitation at in the top of the candlestick. All right, high was 592. You settled at 555 today, but one to watch. Only 555 a share, by the way, too. I'm going to write that down just in case, just to watch it. Decent volume on the stock. Could be better, though. Could be better. Could definitely use a lot more intraday volume. All right. Batsy said earnings is 3-1. All right. So there could be another situation where it's running into earnings. You'd have to check. We just looked at it, whether or not it sells off into that as well. DPW, the old Bitcoin stock. This is another company that was basically practically a shell. Changed its name. Well, didn't change its name. Actually came out and said they had bought a interesting cryptocurrency product. The stock went nuts. Bitcoin was at, what was that? I think it was at like 18 or knocking on 20,000. Knocking on 20,000 at the time, and it really just soared into it. Come to find out, the product was $800 that they had bought. Literally, the value of that product was $800 to the company. And as soon as people found that out, the joke was on anybody who bought it at those highs. As you can see here, high of $6 a share. Now trading at $1.69. So huge loss for anyone. Sure enough, you got to know there got to be bag holders in there. Unfortunate scenario for them, but hey, somebody's got to lose, so we all win. All right, let's keep it going. Yes, Z-San was a nice little pump and dump. Z-San was a nice little pump and dump. That Twitter page, that guy who exposes gurus. What was his name? What was that? Guru Leaks. He believes it may be Nathan Mashad out of Investors Live. Nathan Mashad had a position in the stock before it ran. And all of a sudden, when the stock ran, he started tweeting about how he was selling off his Z-San position, which he didn't buy that same day. So Guru Leaks 1 on Twitter. And again, this is a guy who takes a pleasure in exposing traders or furus, he calls them, basically fake traders who sell products but just manipulate their audiences for their own good. He basically thinks that he pumped it. All right, Z-San up today. I caught it. I'm not gonna lie. I caught it as well. Again, you just could have played a really great 4 and 8 or a 10 EMA on it. Again, thank you to Black Box Stocks for catching that. We got the alert. I posted that on Twitter. It got it perfectly at 124. I mean, literally at 124, the alert went off. And you follow it, all right? And again, it held this 5-minute barb. Just saw 5 minute. I was like, okay, now it's time to jump in. And you would have sold where it crosses the 10 EMA, which is called the Momentum EMA. If you got that book that I've been giving people, Moving Averages 101. Again, if you don't have it, email me at happypennystocks@gmail.com. I'll send that to you. All right. So yeah, up on no news at all. Lord Yase, you said made 302 short. Yeah, with a great short. Look at Black Box for all your options. Absolutely. Here's the way Black Box works. I mean, if you get the alert on heavy call volume, pull up the chart, and you're seeing, as well as on the actual ticker, you're seeing the heavy call volume. Now, sometimes I'll see heavy call volume, and then you also get the alert for it, but then the stock starts selling off. So obviously you don't jump into that. So that could be call writing. So you got to be very careful that you're not going into some call writing scenarios, but actual call buying. That's why looking at the actual chart and not just the alert, makes a big difference. All right. ABIO. Again, the link is in the description if you're interested in that. ABIO. We already know what this is. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's not good.
Lose.
Yeah, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Let me play that again. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen, at all.
You
lose. Big time loser. From $1.65, 45 cents, down 71%. But here's the thing, down 71%, and I feel so sorry because somebody tried to dip buy this today. All right, somebody tried it today. Obviously, here's the ticker on it. Too much float. In fact, I think if you were to pull this up, yeah, look at that, 10 million shares dumped today. All right, long and short, obviously 10 million, and so you're going to have to look for a clear sign that sellers are out. If you even think about going long in this, you're going to really have to make sure those sellers are gone. I love looking at hourly charts for tickers like this, all right, because you really need a clear sign that bulls are coming back in, or bulls are taking control, not coming back, have taken control of this situation. And clearly this stock shows that isn't the case. Got fooled out right there at 230. You got fooled. You didn't get the bullish confirmation. In fact, you saw it sell lower and close at the low of the day, and this very well could go lower. We could see some sub 40s tomorrow in ABIO. Yeah, definitely a garbage stock. Definitely a garbage stock. Let's go ahead and flush this down the toilet. Oh, yeah. I used to have, that sound effect in cartoons for when a stock smelled like shit. I used to have that. I don't know where it is. I don't have to find it. But I used to go like, something like shit like that. 862, you're on the air. What's up?
How's it going?
Doing good. Who am I speaking with?
Jerry.
All right, Jerry, what you got for us, man?
How about TRXC?
TRXC.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go up a little bit tomorrow.
TRXC. Wow, man. Looks like we missed a boat on this, man. It looks like it's been already running for some time here. Not too bad, though. I mean, boy.
I think it's got a little bit more left in it because the RSI is only at about 66. I think it can hit probably 230.
Okay.
234 is the next level, or 214 and 234.
Where are we at? 200. Oh, all right. Above the 200 with today's action. Not bad. Where's the 100 at? All right. Where's the 50 at?
50 is at $1.76.
Okay. Yeah, looking really good. Again, I would have loved it there, but I mean, even where you're bringing it to us, it's not too bad. Obviously, we got to admit that you'd be chasing it going in if you're new, but still, not bad here at $1.97. You're right, it was just 65 on the RSI, but be careful here. But again, solid trade coming in from what Bats told us earlier, these RSI lows. These are great trades to make when they turn around. Nice play.
Yeah, I actually, you put out last week, was it? Those videos, the options and puts, and
yes.
I watched a lot of those where he used the RSI and the MACD, and he had two different MACDs. And I actually been playing with this a little bit, and it's actually working really well.
I that's why I put him out, man. I think he's really onto something with that strategy. I think whether you go into a smaller time frame or even more accurate longer time frames, which I think by far they're the best to trade, but I think he's onto something with that strategy, and I'm glad it's working out for you.
Yeah, I've been really messing with it a lot, and what the strategies that I've had, it actually works well with what I've got so far. So, and it's really just kind of fitting in perfectly. I like it.
Excellent.
I appreciate you putting that up there.
Thank you. You got any other tickers for us?
Yeah, I think one's going to be a good short tomorrow. CGEN.
Let's take a look at Compugen. Oh, clearly. I mean, this is a beautiful one too.
Yeah, it's going to be a good short tomorrow, I believe. I think it's going to drop pretty good.
This is an earnings. Was it a winner? Yep, earnings winner slightly. But it looks like it's been running. Float's decent. Unusual float for the stock, obviously. But this looks like this could be very well a loser tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe it's going to drop. I got 3 levels here: 383, 362, and 348, and I believe that it's going to hit 1, 2, or possibly 3 of those levels tomorrow.
Where is that? So, all right, so just above the 200 with today's action, but yeah, let's see if it rejects that and comes back below it. I don't know if it could lose 90 cents 90 cents tomorrow, but still, I think something could come off the top here after multiple day gains. I appreciate this ticker, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one for tomorrow. One other thing before I get off the phone. One thing, Trade Zero's got a lot of shares to short, but since they're offshore, I called them the other day, and they're actually coming to the States at the beginning of March.
Really?
Yep.
I called them. Yeah, because I tried to have this guy on this show. He's got a Twitter account. He trades he messages back and forth from there personally. It's actually the guy who runs the show.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Look him up on Twitter. That Twitter account is actually the guy who runs the show. He doesn't let anyone else tweet from there. And he said he wasn't in the U.S., but this was several months ago. I mean, this was like 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Yeah, I called them last week because I was looking into it, and he said, fortunately, we're offshore, and you can't get in here. And I said, what about Short Trader? And I guess they have a lawsuit going against that as well right now about them allowing U.S. people to trade with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they're coming the beginning of March. They're actually opening up U.S. states brokerage. And
that would be huge because Trade Zero, from what I remember, they've got that situation where they offer you leverage, kind of like Short Trader, the 6-to-1 thing. They get very similar. They got the mobile platforms. They got very similar to Short Trader, but just better customer service from what I've heard so far from guys who are using them overseas. And they have something where you can trade for free. Can you explain that a little bit? Did you do any research on that?
I did not get that far. I didn't know you could do that. I know I asked about the leverage, and it was either 4-to-1, I believe he said, when they come to the States. He said, but they got to follow all the States rules with the PDT rule and all that. So,
I'm pulling it up here. They're saying if you use a limit order, it's commission free. So if it's commission,
right? That's what it was. Yeah. Anything over 200 shares with a limit order was free.
Yeah, there it is. So, that'd be a game changer if it happens, man. And we'll be here for it, bro. I appreciate the call, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, look, that could be a game changer. If he's offering 6-to-1 leverage, which is very dangerous, guys. I mean, don't jump into that, but 6-to-1 leverage on, some of these stocks we just pulled up on some of these RSI, 20s, 30s, Bat Scientist, earning strategy. That could be quite profitable with a solid entry. But let's see if it happens. Stockenfeller, you said no support there on Trade Zero? Yeah, I know Sure Trader support sucks. I know their chat room support, if you can actually get somebody to hear you out, that works, but sometimes it can get frustrating where you know, I can never get anyone from SureTrader on the phone. That's almost impossible. If anybody can actually get somebody from SureTrader on the phone, God bless your heart. ACHN, but I tried SureTrader for 2 weeks, and I was thinking about doing something where I would talk about it on the show, and I tried it, and you know, the fees just eat the shit out of your account. Eat the shit out of your account, and you guys remember the horror that I went through. I tried to withdraw my money. All right, I tried to withdraw my money, and I put like 7 G's in it, and they were like, "Well, we're holding your withdrawal for inspection." I was like, "What the fuck? Inspection of what? What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, inspect? What is there to inspect? I sent you the money. Send it back. You know. So I tweeted it out, and God bless you guys for liking the tweet. I guess it got to management or whatever, and I got an email like 30 minutes later saying my withdrawal had been released and it was going to be sent, and they gave me the date and everything. But I was scared to death, man. I thought they was, you know, trying to low-key jack me, bro. So I don't trust. Never again will I use a foreign broker, ever again. Ever. WMT. Walmart. There's Walmart. We saw Walmart on Black Box. We saw a bunch of calls from last week, and so far, I mean, stock's up only 23 cents. You guys know what large caps do sometimes. Still, you know, kind of hard time on that earnings play. But again, we just got done talking to Bad Scientist about its earnings strategy. Walmart doesn't fit it perfectly, though. Walmart definitely doesn't sell off as aggressively after it. It did this year, or this recent earnings cycle. Now looking to rebound from those RSI lows. Actually, a solid pickup here. Actually, would be a solid pickup here. All right. Looks like we could bounce off the 200 here soon, too. Yeah, Bats, you saying bullish as well, too. Yeah, I think it could be very bullish as well on WMT. For you option traders out there, it could look really nice for you right here on Walmart. Okay. They had to make sure it was not counterfeit money. I mean, that's bullcrap. Why would it be counterfeit money, though? I mean, if I sent it to you through obviously a U.S. bank, I did what I did with it. 2.5 weeks later, I'm asking you for my money back. There's nothing for you to say. I mean, just give it back. You know. What's going on, stock guys? See you in the chat room. Let's see, anything else of note I saw in the market today? Other than that, let's take a look at some losers across the board. Again, we talked about ABIO collapse. Again, make sure that, you know, the market is really, in fact, over that one. But ABIO, we've seen quite a few stocks do this and stay down there for quite some time. So this may not be the beginning of that selling. It could very well sell a lot longer. A couple other losers today across the market. TLRA, not familiar with the company. Very low volume, typically. NSPR, I'd have seen that one brought up here on the show. Stock lost 7% today. Been a loser for a long time, NSPR. All right. Making new lows all the way down. It looks like it could be going a lot lower. All right, a couple other ones. Oh, Fit, man. You know, Fit. This brings to my attention on Fit. Is Fit losing after hours? I think it's down after hours. Let me see where Fit is after hours. Fit. Let me see here. Fit released something after hours. Was it statements 8K? Was it earnings? I think it was probably earnings. I'm looking at Fitbit lower after hours, 480s, down almost 10% after hours right now on Fitbit, even though the stock was up 5% for the day, but now down after hours on Fitbit. All right? Yeah, Fisher, I'm going to get you guys out of here. And you said you were thinking about opening up your account with SureTrader. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with them, man. But I know, and you're in the Caribbean, so it's a bit different for you. You know, if you're in the Caribbean, my thing is just the customer service just bothers the shit out of me. The customer service just bothers the shit out of me. All right. I think this is Bats calling back in. What's up?
Yes, I'll just quickly all it was people selling off just before earnings. So Fit sold into earnings and then sold off after earnings. So there's your post-earnings drop right there.
Wow, beautiful. And
so you could have just bought it into earnings and gotten your money and gotten out before market close today.
Wow, look at that. And then tomorrow it's going to do that earnings sell-off strategy as you just talked to us today. Incredible.
Exactly. So if Mr. Lloyd wants to make money on Priceline, wait till after earnings tomorrow. Wait for it to drop. Hopefully it gets to about 1,800. That's where I'm guessing if it drops, it'll go to about 1,800. And then he can buy it there and wait for a few days and make some good money.
Thank you so much.
All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it, Bats. Thank you for the call. Giving him tips on Priceline. OPGN. Had somebody bring up OPGN in the chat room. God, man. This is a shitty-ass stock, bro. This stock is booty, dude. OPGN. Had a decent day today. Working its way higher. Let's get some moving. All right, so breaking above that momentum moving average. 10 EMA, breaking above that. All right, so let's see if let's see if we get some confirmation signal with another bullish day tomorrow on OPGN. It'll be one to watch. If we get that, let's see. On the 5-minute. All right, on the 5-minute again, we started off very light for the day, right? So it looks like the volume started coming in towards the end of the day. All of a sudden, all that volume coming in. I'm not a believer when I see things like this. Weird that it came literally at the close. All right, 10 to 20 minutes before the close. All of a sudden, all this volume starts coming in. Is there's a word out, somebody getting in before news? Who knows? But do your research. OPGN. Oh, no, sir. I did not get into UPS. I should have. Obviously, by the chart, I should have. It's not too late, though. Not too late. Spread a little bit of thin. That's the only thing about being a trader is that you see the opportunities, right? But at the end of the day, you only have so much money because you really don't want to spread your risk out too many places. All right? You actually want to make money on your trade, so unfortunately certain positions have to be larger than others, and certain positions have to unfortunately not be taken. UPS, looking really good though. Looking really good. It is another earnings situation here, and it's still a buy though. Bats, would you agree? It's still a buy. UPS. I say it's still a buy here at these levels. I would look at those March 16 calls. I would look at maybe even some April calls, and ride this higher. I think you can very well get 10 to at least maybe $7 to $10 from where you are right now in the next 30 days, 30 to 35 days. All right. Absolutely. Still a great business. Still a very good business. That's only going to make more money. That's only going to be making more money. All right. Long term, it's a winner. I mean, long term, you're looking at UPS. This could, 10, 20 years from now, you're not going wrong on a company like this. All right. E-commerce is not getting any smaller anytime soon. All right. Legendary HC said option wise, yeah, I would go with just go with an in the money call right here. I'm not like some guys like to they're very they want to play some out the money calls, some 112s or 110s. Look, just get a nice in the money call with a nice delta that enjoys the underlying gains that are made, instead of taking buying some out the money calls, which, yes, could increase in value if it goes in your direction, but enjoy the high delta move. Just enjoy the high delta move. He said UPS has Amazon to worry about. Yes and no. I mean, I get it. You're talking about the distribution centers and the fact that Amazon now is sending people to go and drop packages for them. But at the end of the day, the overwhelming majority of Amazon's business still, goes through the mail. Still goes through the mail. Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if you've been watching these videos where guys are talking about working at Amazon, but they basically called it slavery, man. It's like they're on their feet 12 hours a day. Women are talking about like they're in pain, and it's hard labor, man. It's real hard labor. Anybody here worked at an Amazon distribution center? They're saying like if you can last more than 2 weeks, that's it's tough. It's tough. FDX, people come and go, high turnover rate. It's probably not McDonald's, but it's up there, I'm guessing. Well, not slavery. You know what I mean. Not slavery, but not literal chattel slavery. Come on. What's up, BSTG? Take a look at that real quick, Victor. FedEx looking real good too. FedEx earnings I have listed here as March 27th. All right, so what are you saying, Bats? Buy here and then sell a day before into earnings? As you can see here, FedEx crossing over the 50 line. I love it. You can see what the stock does when it gets above these levels. Again, get those videos that I put out. Email me, happypennystocks@gmail.com. I should have the MACD line, but I don't want to, squinch up my screen here, so I keep the RSI. And that alone shows you there's something to this, guys. There's something to it. No strategy is 100%, but boy, is this accurate. Boy, is this good. All right. Let's look at that BSTG he was talking about. Biostage. Man, you look like you. Again, we missed the move here. Here's the big move. We missed that back in the beginning of the year. It's actually looking kind of bearish now. All right, looking kind of bearish now. Here's that 200 weighing hard on the stock. Yeah, stock's looking bearish, man. Very struggling to kind of get above the high threes. All right, now below my momentum, moving average. Fighting to stay above this 50. 275 is the low there. All right, so not looking too good as a hold. Things could turn around, but again, where's the volume here, man? Who's buying this, man? There's no buying. Who brought that up? Who brought up BSTG? Victor Pizos. There's no buyers here, man. Look, 800 shares traded today? Is that serious? Thank you, Lord Yase. Oh, and you're in the Bahamas? Well, I mean, shit, you might as well use them. If you're in the Bahamas, SureTrader is in the Bahamas. If you're in the same island, yeah, go ahead and use them. I mean, you can knock on the door if you got a question that you need answered. That's a different situation. Yeah. And if you're in the Bahamas, go ahead and use SureTrader. Yeah, she can go knock on the door like, what the fuck is my money, motherfucker? BLDB, BLDP. Let me see here. Again, here's another one. Great. Could have been a great short for someone. All right. Crossing below it. You're very bearish. And that bearish momentum has stayed for quite a while now, working its way above. Let's see. All right. Thank you for bringing this up. Working its way above the 50 line again. So we're starting to see the bulls probably come back in here. But again, let's see that volume come back in here, right? Let's see some volume come back in here. All right. Like the trades you guys are bringing up, but these low volume stocks, you really don't want to be in these things, man. They're way too slow. It's when it's time to get out. Have you ever been in a stock that's low volume and you're trying to sell? And you're sitting in your order's sitting and pending for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You don't want that situation, man. And you said you would visit the office. Yeah, go visit the office. You said knock on the door and nobody's home. No, they got an office, man. They got an office up there. Because they got a YouTube page and they're showing how they're really doing a lot in the Bahamas and hiring people and giving people jobs. Because, in the Caribbean, the big deal is unemployment is huge in the Caribbean, man. Unemployment is huge in the Caribbean, and that's just because the government doesn't do a good job of creating opportunity for people. Instead, they make it for the 1%ers to hide money, but not really invest money into the local economy. The Caribbean should be on top of that little call center stuff. All these little English speaking countries in the Caribbean or in Africa, they should have been all on top of that call center stuff. You know what I mean? When you call up these call centers, it should be a fucking Abubakar picking up the damn phone. Hello? Hello, can I help you? Can I get your account number? Let me see your account number, please. You know what I mean? That African nigga should be picking up the phone, man. They speak English. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? SRMX, OTC stock. All right, just a few more tickets and we'll close things out. 813, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, Sal, what's up, man? This is Donald Lovett. I just got a quick question for you. I heard you talking about stocks that you can't get out. Well, I got this one stock that I'm trying to get out, and I'm not understanding why I'm not able to get out of it. Okay. Which is BFCH.
BFCH.
It's like it changed from, I think, PURO. That was the name of it. Okay. Before it just changed its name.
Yeah. It used to be called Puro. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it went up because I made like $400 on it, but then I guess I let it sit too long, and then when I tried to pull out, it changed the name, and I found out the name was BFCH, and I keep trying to pull my money out, but it's not allowing me to pull money out, and it doesn't. When I show on my TD Ameritrader show, where it says purchase, and it shows how much you purchased it for. It doesn't. It's not showing that for some reason. I'm not understanding what's going on, and I haven't had time to look up anything because I'd be working so freaking much now. And I want to know if you had any idea why is it doing that, or
I mean, do you have a sell order pending right now for it? You have a pending order that's just not being filled.
Yeah. I mean, I took it out. I took it out yesterday. I canceled the order yesterday because I was thinking okay, well, if
What were you selling it for? Like, I mean, what was the cost? Like, what was the order for?
I was trying to get out of it. I was trying to get out of it at 94 cents when now it just dropped down to 84 cents.
Yeah. Okay. So
and,
.0084, right? Now you're not putting in 84.
Yeah. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I said it the wrong thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
.0084.
Yeah. That's the thing. Sometimes in OTC stocks, when a stock isn't actively, being, that's why it's so important to get out when there's volume when it comes to OTC stocks, because when the volume starts to dry up, it's so hard to sell, especially if you've got a relatively large position, or even if it's not that large,
right.
just having a position to get out period becomes very, very hard. So if you want to get out of this position, man, to be honest with you, you might actually have to sell beneath. Don't
say that.
No, I'm gotta say it, bro. I mean, you might have to actually try to lower your ask, bro, and go beneath market. And you might have to go ahead and put in an order for, 0080, 0081, 0079, something, man, right, just to get out. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
If that's what if you just want to get your money out and get this off your trading account screen, that's probably what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it. I don't know if because I think it's gonna go back up, but I don't know what. It's not showing no purchase price. It keeps going down, and I don't want to lose all my money in it.
Yeah,
but I still think it's gonna go up because every time Bitcoin goes up, this one goes up.
Sure, I mean, Bitcoin is going up right now, so this could be a situation, and many Bitcoin stocks are like this right here, where they're kind of trending sideways and whatnot. So, you might actually have something there where, I would probably, now that you brought that up, I may, might want to just sit on it, man, and see what happens, because Bitcoin is trending back up. I think we're down slightly today, but over the course of the last week, it's been pretty good, but hopefully we're not again into some bull trapping kind of behavior, and that this in fact does continue to go higher. But if you want your money back and you want it now, it's going to require you to sell under market.
Sell lower than I got. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
And the other one I'm in is BTSC, and I got in that at I think I got it at 10 cents, but it just went down to 8 cents. So I'm still good. I'm just gonna wait on that one.
Okay.
Because I believe it's gonna do a jump like it did a couple months ago. I'm the one that called you in a couple months ago when I had got the 1500 from the BTSC.
Oh yes, I do remember you. Yeah.
Yeah. You were like sell, and then I waited, and it went up and dropped at 60, and I sold it I think 48. I believe I got it at 48. I sold, but I could have got it at 60, but I waited too long.
Yeah, I know how it feels, bro. I mean, you're seeing the money come into your account is going up every day. You're thinking maybe just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And, you start to think about things you're going to buy and all kind of shit. I mean, I get you, bro. I get it. But as long as you came out of there with something. But, yeah, man, when it comes to OTC stocks, man, you want to sell when it's hot, bro. Sell it when people are excited about it and everybody that's when you sell. You buy it now when nobody gives a damn and everybody's like, I'm not sure, I don't know. This is when you buy that kind of crap. The guys who are making a lot of money trading OTCs like Ken and guys who call up like him, he buys stocks when nobody gives a damn about these things, and he has a great way of being disciplined enough that when everybody wants it, he's walking out the door, and that's just how you win at that.
I'm gonna try to do that, but it'd be so hard, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's so hard.
Absolutely.
To get out of it when I see it's going up, it'd be so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna try to take your advice because I done lost a couple of dollars doing that, waiting, and then next thing I know, I come back the next day and it's way less than what I bought it for. And then I have to sell it for less than what I bought it for.
That's how it
works,
not
much less, but
it's very much hot potato. But look, the returns are insane. But yeah, you really have to have that discipline of being able to buy when nobody wants to buy and being able to sell when everybody wants to buy. So that's how you win here.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Oh yeah, and I wanted to say something. I remember I watched your show a couple months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what you wish for came true because you was like, man, I wish there was some kind of market that I could sell for 24 hours a day. And it's like Bitcoin, that cryptocurrency market, that's 24 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not into it, like, but you don't want to get into it though.
Well, no, I'm not a big fan of. I'd love to trade stocks 24/7. I know TD Ameritrade has got some. Well, it's not a real market. What they're basically doing is covering you for overnight trades until the next day. They're basically TD Ameritrade. They got that 24/7 thing, but basically what they're doing is giving their traders who use TD Ameritrade to trade among each other. It's not even a real back and forth. It's just really TD guys going back and forth, creating a market within the platform. I would love to see stocks trade 24/7. I could care less really about these cryptocurrencies.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I appreciate you. I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Let's get back to your show, and I'm gonna call you back another day.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the call.
All right, stay safe, man.
Yes, indeed. 813. Appreciate the call. So let me go up and get up out of here, guys. Been a great show. Thank Bat Scientist, all the people in the chat room. Appreciate all the tickers. Look, guys, the market is back, man. Finally, some good volatility. Had a great day today. We got some really good bullish stocks setting up. These are where you want to get in. This is where you want to get in on some of these. We went through over a ton of the oil and gas stocks. Again, oil prices recovering very nicely. All right, these are where you kind of want to get in across the market. Qs, ETFs are setting up real nicely again, back above. So you don't want to miss out on this. Because you know what happens when we start getting back to these higher levels. You really don't want to be the guy who's, hadn't made enough. And now we start getting to having that conversation about valuations, and you just got in. Because you were sitting on your laurels there. So get in now. Enjoy, whether it be in options or in stocks. All right, you can head over to Invest Snipes if you want. Find out some small caps that are making some good moves. All right. Got some tickers in the chat room you guys can look at as well. Put a penny or two of those Bitcoins, man. Drop. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin comes back lower, because I mean, look, I'm seeing some guys talk about Bitcoin 1,000, bro. I'm not trying to buy Bitcoin at 11. People are saying it's going down to 1,000. Huh, Lord Yase? Weekly options on indexes are great and cheap. Yeah. I prefer the monthlies, though. The monthlies are even better. Weekly options are cheap, you're right. But the monthlies are you can make more money on the monthlies. Why buy the weeklies when you can just chip up a little bit more, make it on the monthlies? Save yourself the slippage on the commission that you're paying. It says short Snap. And Snap is a piece of shit. You see what that Kardashian girl did to Snap, right? I mean, she basically lost him $1 billion. Real quick, let me pull up Snap. She basically lost him $1 billion. What was that? The 22nd. She basically said, she came out and she says, "Oh, does anybody use Snap anymore? Or is it just me?" The stock sold off, lost like $1 billion, bro. Hasn't recovered since. And now here we are looking to close the gap there on Snap. 559, last caller. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Hey, this Lord Yase, man.
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, them Bitcoins, man. You don't have to get the whole stock on them bad boys, man. You can get like a portion of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I know. I mean, that's why so many people got caught up into the hype, because they, you can buy $50 worth, you can buy $10 worth if you wanted to, and
right.
That's what makes them, really easy and simple to get into, And yeah, you're right. I mean, but obviously the best way to trade, the most profitable way to trade is to actually buy a whole coin, which unfortunately that opportunity for many people is already passed.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But still, yes, you can buy a portion of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, throw a dollar or two up out there, you know what I mean, and grab a few dollars off of it, you know what I'm saying? Just like we short trade and day trade on this, man. And it's money up out there. When it dropped down about 6, 7, 8, grab that bad boy and let it go back up to about 10, 11, and then get out.
Yeah, look, there are guys that day trade on what is that, GDEX or whatever that is. So yeah, there are guys who know how to play using the moving averages and whatnot, and they know how to play it. So yeah, look, is when I say negative things about Bitcoin, that's me. That's just how I feel about it. But I'm not saying guys ain't making no money. I'm not saying you can't make money. There are ways to trade every market to create, some kind of money for yourself. So, best of luck to anybody who's into Bitcoin.
Yeah, but like you said, I wouldn't hold on to it for no few days. I wouldn't sit out on it.
Yeah. It's a 24/7 market that allows you to trade as many times as you want. So, it's got a lot of good things going for it. I wish we could do it, but again, the stock market is rigged, so they won't let it trade 24/7 because there'd be a lot of stocks that aren't, that are trading at prices that shouldn't be if the market was 24/7.
Well, I've been seeing, I've been looking at, you know what I'm saying? I look at it every now and again. It looks like it's moving overnight.
What, the stock market?
Yeah, I mean, as far as Bitcoin, I've been seeing it moving overnight.
Well, yeah, Bitcoin's 24/7. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin trades all around the world.
Okay.
It's a 24/7 exchange, and there are guys in Korea. There's an Asian side of the trade. There's U.S. side of the trade. So, yeah, I mean, at night Asia is playing it, and during the day we catch up and trade it. And there are guys who play the Asian market, play the U.S. session. It's kind of like Forex during the week. I mean, it really is a very similar market. Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I appreciate this show, man. Yeah, I'm having fun with this.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you watching, bro.
Yeah, I'm having fun with this, man. You be good, Big Sam, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right, 100.
Yes, indeed. 559. All right, so let me get up out of here. Y'all know we can go 4 hours. Friday, we went 4 hours. I had to edit the video. It took me I was trying to take out every time I said the word titty. Because I would say titty and then I would say some other stuff after it. And after a while, I was just like, man, F this. I just cut the last 2 hours. I was like, man, I ain't got time to do all that. So I just cut off the last 2 hours and I posted it. So not going to go too long. All right, let me get up out of here. Let me ring the bell. Let me go ahead and ring the bell. And again, I'll be back here same time, same place. Don't see myself anywhere else tonight or tomorrow night but here. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Yeah, those old school cars, we did go deep into that. Love old school cars, man. Yeah. It's so funny because we had gotten deep into those old school cars, and then that Saturday morning I ended up seeing one of those 95 Impalas, those 95 SS Impalas, man. That was crazy. We just talked about that the night before, and I was like, oh, shit. That's that Impala we were just talking about. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Appreciate all of you watching the show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time. Press like on this video if you can. It gets me out there. I've been posting on some Instagram videos, but look, man, when I post up some booty on Instagram, that gets all the views. If I post up a picture of myself saying, hey, come watch me, it gets like 30 views. So now what I'm going to do is post up ass, and at the bottom of the ass is, hey, come to my YouTube channel. That's how it's going to work from now on. All right. So go to my Instagram page, Free Stock Picks, add me, Free Stock Picks, right now on Instagram. Go there right now. All right? Yes, indeed. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Thank you, Gucci. Bat Scientist, Shirley Lewis, Ann Bullard, JT the Bullhead Trader, Jim Gray, thank you, Jim. Love of Money 0007, Gerardo, he said he loves ass. I love ass too. Female ass, okay? Female ass. All right. Let me go ahead and add that before somebody clips that out. And, you know, Lord Yase, what's up, man? Andrew Gladness, George M, all the people, Jeff Thayer, Sirius Manny, all the people who are in the chat room today. Bill Betts, thank you again for the contribution. Yeah, you got to say female ass because, you know, somebody send me an email. Hey, man, I heard you like some ass, yo. You know what I mean? Nah, don't get it twisted, player. All right. Londale Carter, appreciate it, man. Legendary 8s, Desert Edge, Relative 96, appreciate you, man. George M. I'll see you guys back here, same time, same place. Happy trading. See you tomorrow.